All right, good morning and happy Columbus Day. I was just thinking about Columbus Days past, and I used to work for a company that made flavorings, natural flavorings. And every year around Columbus Day, there was a big show in Orlando. And we would go, I would take my family with me when I did that show, and we would go to the fort over in St. Augustine on Columbus Day. And they always dressed up like conquistadors. That was really fun. I don't know if they still do that. So today I want to talk about a couple things. We're going to do some security for the RV for when I'm not around. I've had these cameras before and I've installed them. They don't last forever. They're pretty cheap though. They're like $25. They work with your Wi-Fi. So this is the camera that I'm going to install today. It's called the R2 Pro Smart Battery Powered Wireless Security Camera. And for the first time ever, I had some Amazon purchase that was supposedly delivered, but I never got it. I don't know if that was Porch Pirates or what. So in the box, we've got a cord that's going to power to charge up the battery. Then we have some mounting hardware. And what's this? I don't know. It's just nothing. And of course, we have the camera. And this is the camera info here. Here's a little how-to. So this is the fourth or fifth camera that I purchased from this company. All the other cameras have died, but they last a pretty long time. I mean, I've had them for years. And the ones that died recently, it's got some plastic. I thought it was deformed here, but it's just some plastic. There we go. It's got a little barcode on it. But they had gotten some water in them, and that kind of destroyed them. So the first thing I've got to do here is to charge them up, and I'll do that, and then I will repair the mounting. I have a mount in the back of the RV. Now I use these in my house when I had my sticks and bricks house, and then I used the cameras here on the RV, and that's when they got ruined. But they were old already. They were several years old, and I think they just got water in them. It does, with the mount that I like to use, I always use it upside down. I'm going to try and do it right side up though this time. I should be able to do that because it's just going to be mounted on the back side of the RV. Oh, there's a little SD card in there too. I got to get an SD card. I know I have some of those somewhere. I got one on this camera right here. This is another camera that I have. Little camera, but I broke it. My kids got that for me for Christmas. And I dropped it, of course, and it's very fragile. It's kind of a cheap camera. So I'm going to steal the SD card out of it. If I can get it out of there. Get my glasses. So I can see what I'm doing. Trying to get that little card out of there. You can see it. Okay, so I'm going to swap that card, and then I'll get back to you once I get this charged up. All right, it's very windy today, This is where I have the mount last time, and I was backing up somewhere and sheared it off and didn't even know. And then that was the last camera. So it's probably wherever I sheared that off at. All right, let's go and get the new mount set up. Okay, like I said, it's pretty windy, so hopefully the audio's not going to be too bad. I do have the fuzzy mic on there. Hopefully that's going to be okay. Let's just get these screws off here first. There we are. I'm going to get these off. This is a fiberglass. These and there's nothing under here, so that's why I mounted it right there. It's just hollow. I'm using the shorty screwdriver. Oh my goodness, look how long those screws are. All right, I'll cut back once I get this on there. Okay, so this is the camera mount. Mounts onto the RV this way, and then the camera sits up on here. Gives you a lot of adjustment. So I'll show you how that looks once I get it. All right, so when you got a different screwdriver, that little short screwdriver, not so easy to turn. I like this screwdriver. I showed you once before that it didn't work for another application, but it has a ratchet on it, so I can just do this, which is really nice for old geezers like me. All right, okay, that's the mount for the camera. You can see it's not very far off of the side. You're probably wondering, how did you shear that off? Well, it's just because I went to this Harvest Host, and it was too tight of a space, and I had to back out and sheared it off on a tree. All right, so while that camera is charging up, I'm gonna go take a shower. I've got to go out today and go to the store and buy some coffee filters. When do you know it's time to go to the store? When you don't have any more coffee filters, that's when you go. All right, I'll get back to you when I go to program the camera. Okay, so I'm going to go to a bunch of stores and let that get fully charged up. I've got to get some coffee filters, so I'm going to probably go to Coyote Fresh because I want to get a steak too. I haven't had a steak in a really long time. Or maybe I'll get some ground beef over there too. Alrighty, I'll be back. So I just got back from my little shopping run. Went over to the D&G store, Dollar General, on the east side of town. And then I went over to meat market over there, Coyote Fresh. I gotta show you this meat. And their prices aren't bad. Ground beef, $6.99 a pound. That's pretty good, don't you think? For ground chuck, 80%. I usually don't get 80%. I'm usually happy with 7. Here, I'll show you. I think it looks pretty nice. All right, so that's the ground meat. I also got a T-bone steak. Boy, steaks are really expensive now, but once in a while you just got to have a steak. Now this T-bone steak is $19.43 for it was $15.99 a pound, and that's going to be like 2 or 3 meals for me, believe it or not, because I'm going to use eat the steak, and then I'm going to use the rest of it for tacos. I also bought a pork cutlet over there. And you already have the pork cutlets are really delicious. I love them. So I'm going to make a hamburger right now for my lunch using this cooker that my son-in-law got again. And then I'm going to probably just freeze the rest of these after I put them into burger form. I usually like to have like a quarter pounder. sometimes a half pounder if I'm like really hungry. I should turn this a little bit. There we go. Well, I really like this grind that they have. You know, a lot of times places will grind it too fine. I don't like a really fine ground meat. And they grind it right there in the store. So that means I'm not going to get like bone chips from like a commercial grinder like you get when you go to Walmart or Safeway even. Safeway used to grind in store. Last time I went there, he says it doesn't matter because it comes in ground up already. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't forget about that camera. I'm still going to do that. I want to eat some lunch first. So there's my burgers. I also got some hazy IPA. I like that. Okay, so out of 2 pounds of meat, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 burgers. So that's a little bit bigger than a quarter pounder each. I don't have any cheese. I should have bought some cheese, make a cheeseburger, but I do have some Swiss cheese. I'll just do a Swiss cheeseburger, which I like to. All right, put that into the pan. And then I'm going to freeze the rest of these because I can only eat one at a time. I did buy some fresh buns, so don't you think buns make a really big difference on the way the hamburger, how you enjoy your hamburger? Actually, I'm going to make these burgers a little bigger. You know, I should also turn these into Salisbury steak. That's what I did over the weekend. I had Salisbury steak, which is basically a hamburger with mushrooms and onions and a piece of toast with some gravy on it. Alrighty, wash my hands here so I can get some bags. So there's the burgers. There's the pan. Let's put this fan on here. And I think I have some buttery burger seasoning here somewhere. Here it is. Kinder's. You ever try this stuff? It's really good. This is burger blend. I'll put that on there. And then I'll get back to you with that camera install. Okay, so that camera's all set up right now. And it's watching the front door. And it's inexpensive security. You do need to have Wi-Fi. And it will send you a text or a notification if someone's at your door, even if you're not there, because it's Wi-Fi and it connects to your phone. And do you think you need to have security when you're in a RV park or out in the desert? You do. I know there's lots of people, oh, we leave our stuff out all the time. We've never had a problem. I've had problems. I've had people steal my tools, all kinds of stuff. So you do need to be mindful of security. Just don't make yourself a victim. And that's a pretty cheap way to do it too. I think it's like 26 bucks for that camera. And if you have Wi-Fi set up already, then you're all set to go. All right, so this is John. The channel's at Barbecued. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you. And please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Have a great day.